3, 2.
Trace.
Say something else.
Cinco.
And De Mayo. We are back. Welcome back, you Spanish Mexican family. Bean Mafia. You're a bunch of beaners, and we fucking love you for it.
We love you. We love you all the different ways.
Love you all the different ways. What up, Bean Mafia? Yo, look at the shirts me and Sam got today.
Finally, we got our mailbox opened.
Our mailbox opened, and apparently the Hidden Village custom shirts were in here the whole time.
They were just shoved in there.
Fuck yeah, they were just shoved in our mailbox that was broken, and we couldn't get it open. Don't know how, but anyway.
So
this is where they are. And we got them. Look how cool these are.
If you can't tell, this is...
You want to go show them, Sam? Go show them. I'll tell. These are... So this is Tom Brady drunk at the Super Bowl, but... Sam's, if you're watching, Sam's got it right in front of the camera. Tom Brady drunk at the Super Bowl when he's getting escorted out, and he's smiling the biggest, just happiest, fucking most, I'm the biggest badass in the world smile, and it's that, but like as a rap album cover.
Yeah, it's got the parental advisory on it,
and the way it looks, it's just like it's fucking sweet, dog. Hidden Village Customs, man, they make fucking awesome shirts, and we finally got our pair.
Dope shit.
Super dope shit. But yeah,
I know, we're cool.
We are cool. I love Tom Brady, too.
And we can be twins. I love being twins with you.
You like being twins with me?
It's so fun. We have so many matching outfits.
You know what's funny? People who are single hate seeing a couple dressed alike. And I get it, because I've been single, and you see a couple dressed alike.
And you're like, ew, gross.
It is disgusting.
It's upsetting.
And I don't know what happens when you're around somebody all the time. But it's just, because you know what it is? It's just so funny that you're already around them so much.
Oh, my God, I know.
So it's like, oh, how funny would it be if we dressed alike?
And some of it is that both people are shopping for the other person sometimes. And so
That's true.
Your tastes slowly mold into each other's taste.
Yeah, because what you like the other person in matters, and like everybody's kind of style gets kind of jumbled up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You kind of dress the same.
Since we've been dating?
When I met you, you dressed...
I wear flannels now.
Yeah. When I met you, you dressed like Nelly.
I don't even know what that means. Did I have a Band-Aid on?
You always wear a blue shirt. And yes, you had a Band-Aid right here. The blue shirt.
I would always wear a blue shirt. Damn, that's funny. Yep. I wouldn't, because I was wearing hoodies all the time for a while. Now I'm in my flannel kick.
Now he's on his flannel kick.
Unless somebody sends me a cool shirt. Then I'll wear it.
Well, you can wear this underneath the flannel and then have it open, so it's one accents the other.
I could shine on niggas like that tonight.
He's a fashionista.
I'm a fashionista. A fashionista. Oh my God, man, we have been so busy. Sam, we have been doing shows on shows, bro. We're on a show tonight.
What a whirlwind!
With fucking Joe Rogan.
I can't even.
You know what I mean?
My little heart.
At the Vulcan. Sam's got to follow Fahim tonight. That'll be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
By the time this episode comes out, that show will already have happened, so that'll be all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now, it's a secret lineup. It's a Death Squad secret show. Nobody knows these things. But doesn't come out till Monday, so it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter, so we can tell you.
Oh, we can tell you guys. The Bean Mafia can know.
We can tell the future.
Yeah, we can tell the future, because we do it in the past, baby. This show is all about mindfuck and time conspiracies.
It is.
If you're a new listener. But no, nigga, yeah, we're on a really dope show tonight at the Vulcan. And every night's been like that. Just dope shows on dope shows. With just amazing comics, bro. I am fucking loving it here.
It's so exciting. There's so much happening. It's overwhelming and exciting.
It is. Sam works at Creek in the Cave, the
it's
comedy
so
club.
Cool.
She already has a job there.
Eddie Pepitone's going to be there this weekend.
Ew.
Although by the time you see it, he'll have
been
come
there.
and gone.
Pee-Pee-Tone.
Pee-Pee-Tone.
Eddie Pee-Pee-Tone.
Pee-Pee-Tone.
That's fucking awesome. Oh, my God.
Everything's happening here. You guys got to come to Texas.
Oh, San Antonio Beaners, May 13th. May 13th. We're coming your way. San Antonio Beaners. Again, May 13th. Check Deric Poston's Instagram for location and information and tickets. I'll have it in my bio. May 13th. Come on out. Support your guys. We'll all be there. It'll be a fun show. It'll be me, Sam, and fucking Trey and Jeffrey Berner. It'll be a good fucking time. May 13th,
We're all
San
gonna
Antonio.
be there.
We'll all be there. If you're listening, come on out. Check my bio on Instagram or Facebook. Either way, you'll see the tickets, you'll see the location, you'll see the flyer. Come on out.
If you don't have social media, send us an email and we'll get you the information.
Willthebeans@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Send any information you need. If you're a San Antonio Beaner and you want the location and you want the link, but you're not on social media, send us that email and we will get it to you. We will get the tickets to you.
Take care of all of you.
We will. That's what we do. God, but I am loving it here.
I'm loving it here.
I'm loving it here.
I never thought I'd live in Texas, but here I am, living in Texas.
Living in fucking Texas. Yo, the food we've been getting. Oh, my God. Sam, we have to shout out CM Smokehouse.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
They go hard.
If you live in Austin and you like barbecue, nigga, oh, my God. Go to Bolden Acres.
It's right off Lamar.
Right off Lamar. Bolden Acres, Bouldin. This isn't like a plug. They're not paying for this. This is just, they're
they
great.
just made really great barbecue.
And we loved it. And we went with our friend Yoni, who took us. He's a comic around here who's in the comedy scene and the barbecue scene. And the barbecue scene is just as serious.
He's got his foot in both worlds.
But that's a serious world. They take that world serious as fuck.
In Texas, yes.
Well, no, that's like Kansas, because I've been up
that's
Kansas
true.
City and Memphis. No, the barbecue world's like a...
Barbecue world. I mean, but this is like a hub for the barbecue world.
This is definitely a top place for it. But CM Smokehouse, bro, we went to their Bolden Acres. They have a food truck that's always there. And oh my God, I met him at the Kill Tony show when I did Kill Tony. Mm-hmm. And they were offering me brisket tacos right after the show, but I can't eat right after the show sometimes. Right before the show or right after the show, my adrenaline's too up. I can't eat.
His little belly can't handle it.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I'm a little cute boy.
Oh, little cute
I'm just
boy.
not hungry right then, bro. It's just not when I'm hungry in those moments, you know? Even though it was brisket tacos.
I could have eaten it.
I know she could have. The next day, though, nigga, I go and we get, bro, they made a brisket supreme crunch wrap.
Oh, that was bomb,
That
definitely.
shit, life-changing.
Although the taco, if I'm being honest, was the right amount of brisket to tortilla ratio.
Talking about just the brisket taco.
Just the brisket taco.
I thought it was, really good.
The crunch wrap was great, but it was a little too decadent. If you're just, like trying to get some good brisket,
Or if you're just trying to get lunch and you're not trying to go nuts.
go for the brisket taco.
Yeah, that shit's quick and to the point.
But the crunch wrap was amazing.
I mean, it was also off menu. I don't even know.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
If you can. You ask him about it. Tell him the beans sent you.
Tell him the beans sent you if you live in
And
Austin.
they'll be like, which beans?
he'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, definitely go to CM Smokehouse, bro, and get they had, oh my God, their wings were fucking off the chain. Their burger looked off the chain. I tried some of their peppers. Oh my God, so good. So just the food, man. I love this place. I am loving this city. I'm genuinely loving it.
And it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty.
Yep.
There's some homeless people.
There's some homeless.
But we're from LA. We're used to that.
Bruh, nigga, you think I can handle some homeless?
Also, we don't live in the part of the city with the homeless people, which is new for us.
We don't. Thank God. We live with rich college kids.
It's crazy. They just make me feel bad about myself.
Why? Because they're loaded?
Because, they all drive, amazing, $60 grand cars.
$60 grand.
$60 grand cars.
$60 grand cars.
Plus.
And they all have dogs.
They all have dogs.
Yeah, they're all rich as fuck.
And they're just also,
Imagine being in college with a dog, bro. A dog.
They all look like they have 401ks. It's like, dude, how can you be this together in college? I think I was a little bit more together in college than I am now, if I'm being honest.
Bro, my schedule's crazy now, but in college, my schedule was too nuts. Even though I had all that free time, too nuts to think about having a dog. Because even in my free time, I was doing stuff. It wasn't like I was in my room a lot, but I had homework, working out, doing extra workouts, getting in extra throwing time, getting in extra, film, like all that shit, along with going to the movies and things like that.
Going to the movies is important.
It's like, I was doing all that kind of stuff and hanging like with girls. So I'm trying to think. It's just like the idea of a dog.
It's too much.
I don't even know.
A cat would be okay.
And that's even if I had the money. Of course I didn't have the money. There's that problem as well.
We had a hamster in college.
What do you mean you had a hamster?
Me and my roommate Ellie, we had a hamster in college.
You had a hamster in college?
Yeah, Fiametta.
How expensive is a hamster?
Nothing, like $10.
How much is it to feed it and take care of it?
Like $10 a month.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's very reasonable.
That's reasonable.
And then it's like when it gets sick, you don't take it to the vet. It just dies like a month later.
That's true.
Actually, you normally don't know that it's sick until it's dead.
Would y'all ever take it out and put it in a little ball and let them run around the room?
Yeah, it had that. And also Ellie would take it with her to do her laundry and all of her other activities. They were like bonded at the hip. It was a little creepy, actually. The hamster hated me.
Why?
Because I wasn't Ellie, and also I was the person that cleaned the cage, so I don't think he liked that process.
You were going through her shit. Imagine, you know what you were?
I know.
You know what you were, Sam? You were the prison warden when it's like, cell check!
I know.
and she's just like, yo, man, get out of my shit!
I'm like, I'm cleaning your piss off of this stupid thing.
Just like in prison.
You should have known animals.
Yeah, you should not in college.
Just let them be free.
No. Well, hamster you can own because it's like, what the fuck? What else is it going to do?
That's true. It's just going to... What do they do with hamsters that don't get sold at the pet store?
They fucking give them to snakes, probably.
Aww. Yeah, buy hamsters.
You don't like snakes?
No, hey, snakes are fine. I just don't want to think about hamsters dying.
Snakes got to eat, boo-boo.
Yeah, but they can have the gross rats that don't get sold at the pet store.
She's a ridiculous person. Guys, feed your snakes and buy hamsters. That's the ad today. No, that's not the ad today. Sam, before we get into who brought us this episode today, this is not a paid-for episode. This is just who our sponsor is. Before we get into that, Sam, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
And then we'll get into the movie, of course. Can you tell me what you think happens in today's episode of Spoil the Beans?
Yeah.
A movie you've never seen that I am about to spoil for you, you beautiful fucking angel. And oh, I'm excited to spoil it.
Okay.
Sam, tell me what happens in Saw.
Aww. The original one?
Saw.
Okay. So... a demon mannequin rises from the depths of a abandoned JCPenney.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. So all the JCPenney's are going out of business.
Okay.
So this mannequin has been kind of obsolete for the last 10 years. And like some kind of goo fell on it, possessing it with life. And now the demon mannequin is alive.
Okay.
And then...
do you even know what you're saying?
Nope.
Keep going.
It wants to wreak havoc and revenge on the people of the mall, but no one's in the mall because it's abandoned. No one goes to malls anymore.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to cut you off. Have you never heard about what happens in Saw ever? Like even
No,
ever?
I've never. I've just seen images, so...
Do you know what the villain looks like?
Looks like a clown, doesn't it?
Okay, you've seen that. Okay, so you've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen that, but you've never heard anything about what happens in Saw movies.
No. So he captures a couple of human stragglers around the mall, and they're all in his abandoned JCPenney, and he's like, I'm going to play games with you. And they have to compete in games.
It's your movie. Stop trying to figure it out.
So they don't. They have to compete in games for their lives. But he ends up killing them all. And in the end, JCPenney's stock goes up, and they're able to open up a bunch of JCPenney's again, and he can go back to work.
Sam Lopez. You think Saw is about JCPenney?
Penny's used to be a very popular
I know it used to be a very popular store. No one said it wasn't a popular store. That was no one's argument at all. No one said that. What I am saying to you, beautiful woman, is so you know that there's games involved.
Yes. But I don't know the reasoning or the why or the how or how it gets there, so I just made up my own sort of fun take on it.
Of course, that is what I'm asking you to do, and I do understand that's the part of this podcast.
That's what I did.
And you did a good job, Samantha.
Thank you.
You did good, baby. I am more just flabbergasted at how your mind works sometimes.
You're wondering why I picked JCPenney?
No. No, but do you want to tell me why?
No, I don't have any specific reason. I thought Belk was a little too niche. See? You didn't even know what Belk was.
You just knew that this movie was taking place in a mall.
No, I just thought it was fun. It's like a clown thing, but it didn't look like just a straight up clown. It looks like a doll, like a mannequin. And so that's why I thought about
that's
mannequins.
That's where your brain went there.
And I mannequins, malls, JCPenney.
Scary clown. Sam doesn't like horror movies. That's why that guess.
I don't like horror movies.
Ridiculous.
Anyone who enjoys horror movies, I think, is a little sadistic.
Okay, baby. I don't like horror movies either.
I know. That's why I allow you to be around. I trust your humanity.
You are a mean lady. Guys, you know who's not a mean lady?
Who?
Darren Bates.
He's neither a lady or mean.
Nope. He's my best friend, and he plays in the NFL, and he sponsors this fucking podcast. He is the president of Spoil the Beans. He literally brings you every episode. He takes care of us. He pays the bills, and all he wants you to do, one simple thing. Literally, he's not asking for anything. He doesn't want you to buy anything. He doesn't want you to fucking go do this or go do that.
He doesn't want you to vote for anyone.
Vote for anyone. He doesn't want you to do anything. All the man wants, all the man is asking for, is to go to his Instagram.
Give him a follow.
Well, hit the search bar.
Oh, obviously, hit the search bar
Type
first.
in Daren, Darren, Bates, Bates, at Westlandson_56 will come up.
That's the one you want.
That's the one you want. That's Darren Bates.
You'll see a beautiful woman.
He's verified, NFL player. You can't miss him. You fucking follow him, and then you send him a little message, and you say, the Beans sent me here.
Beans sent me
That's
here.
all he's asking for. That's it.
And you won't be disappointed.
You will not be disappointed. He has a great follow, dude. He's got kids. He's black, great skin, all the things you want.
Cool hair.
Cool hair. Do you want anything else?
He's got a deep Southern accent.
He does have a deep Southern accent. That is true.
He's very muscular.
He plays in the NFL.
He's friends with Deric.
He gets to be lucky enough to know me.
Lucky enough to know Deric.
So
not all of us have that privilege.
I know she doesn't know me at all.
I barely know him.
So guys, go follow my boy Darren Bates. He has a great podcast called The Raw Room. You're already listening to Spoil the Beans right now, so go click right over, hit pause, click over.
Put it in the queue.
Subscribe to The Raw Room. Put an episode in the queue. I've been on it a bunch of times. He's had other amazing guests, people like Will Compton, people like Andre Reed. You know what I mean? He's awesome. He's gotten Jason Weaver on, actor. Guy who sang all the songs in The Lion King. The original, the OG Lion King.
OG.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's amazing podcast. The Raw Room. Go check it out. Go have a listen. Go have some fun. And go show our boy some love. And tell him what? Sam.
The Beans sent me. The Beans sent me. Because the Beans support Beans.
Yo, the Beans support Beans.
Beans supporting Beans. Hashtag.
That is absolute big time facts right there, dog. Samantha Lee?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? Oh, that's our laundry going off.
I know that they can hear that.
Oh. I like it when our laundry goes off, though, in our apartment. Because it plays a banger. Bro, that shit's fire.
Oh, it didn't do the other one. Oh, when you open it, it goes.
Yeah, our laundry fucking thing is trying to drop an album, apparently.
There's no way to turn it off either. There's no silence.
You got to get those bangers. Sam, you ready to hear a movie?
I'm ready. Are you going to scare me when you tell the movie? Like, are you going to, suspense and surprise me and jump in my face?
Well, Sam, why don't we start by playing a game?
No. I don't like games.
Credits roll.
I only play Wizard.
You play Wizard all the time. And Monopoly. Remember when I beat the spanks off you and your brother at Monopoly?
That was not fair. I got sent to jail 3 times in the first 3 rolls. It
was amazing. First off, you don't get to touch kids, Sam, and not go to prison. She was on the Monopoly board, diddling little babies on fucking Park Avenue. You know what I mean? Little rich kids.
Park Avenue doesn't even exist on the Monopoly board.
Yeah, it does.
Is it the purple one?
I think there's a park.
I think it's West Park or something. It's
You were diddling kids somewhere. Anyway, she went to jail 3 times for it. Good for that. Good for the police system and the Monopoly, board. And yeah, during that time, I fucking reigned supreme on the board. You know how you win Monopoly? You
don't go to jail.
You don't go to jail, and you don't touch kids, Sam. And you own the light, gas, and water shit.
Yeah, that does help.
That shit, because, bro, people land on that shit so much. And if you own both of them, nigga, they got to pay up, and it's consistent. It's like the railroads.
Yeah, who was trying to take all the railroads?
Mm-hmm.
Was that you?
Me?
I had one of them.
You had one? I had like 2.
I was like, I'll never sell.
Yeah, and then I gave your brother something really good for it, but then I had 3, and you never sold yours. But I was like, I have 3 now. I have the light, gas, and the water, and I had all the rich streets.
Respect.
So it was over with. Because if you have the rich streets and you put a bunch of your properties on that, nigga, bro, one person landed on it. It's like, nigga, give me everything. I own you.
Own you.
Oh, it's a good game.
I hate Monopoly.
But
it's too much like life.
Yeah, it's like Saw. It is like life. But yeah, because when you go broke, bro, man, when I had to like take you and your brother's like last dollars, it's
and you're like trying to like figure out ways to get by, and you're like, but even if I get by, how am I gonna pay for the next thing?
I gotta roll on this stupid fucking board.
God, why can't I just fucking die?
And I don't own anything anymore. That game is about suicide. Damn, I love it.
Too real.
All right. Let's play another game.
Okay, let's play another game.
Credits roll. You hear water like dripping, right?
Oh, awful.
It's really scary. Saw. A guy wakes up in a bathtub. And he's like gets up coughing, trying to breathe. When he does, there is you see a little key floating in the water on a necklace. Okay? But when he raises up out the water, Sam,
yeah,
his foot, which is chained to something, is attached to the drain. And it bloop knocks the drain out. So you see the key go down into the water. He comes out and he's in a dark ass room and he's like, and he's like, you feel him feeling on the wall, right? And it's a little bathroom. You see a little toilet and he's like, help, someone help me. Oh shit, I'm dead. And then you hear, you're not dead. Who is that? Turn on the lights. I would if I could, don't you think? What is that smell? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Shh. Hold on. I think I found something. All the lights come out on the room. You see this fucking guy, you see from his point of view, when lights come on like that.
Oh yeah, it's blurry.
It's just blurry as fuck. So you see it finally coming to, right? And we see it's this nerdy kind of white looking guy.
In the bathtub?
Yeah, the one who was in the bathtub.
Okay.
Right? You've seen him in shit too. He's not a famous actor, but you'd recognize him if you saw him. Mm-hmm. He's one of those kind. Mm-hmm. Right? And his vision starts coming to, and he sees the dude across from him. It's the motherfucking homeboy from Princess Bride.
Oh. You mean Robin Hood Men in Tights guy?
Him.
For real?
Yeah, he's
him.
leading this.
I love him.
I know, he's great. That's why the movie's good. I get why the first one's great.
Wait, so he's the guy talking?
Yeah, he was the guy telling the other guy to chill out.
Okay.
All right, with that calm voice he has, and he's like this. He's all distinct,
Does he sounds like an American person pretending to be British?
Oh no, a British person pretending to be American.
Okay. Is he British?
I think so. Huh. I could be wrong, but he sounds like a British person. But you know what I think of when I see him? I think, because everybody thinks Princess Bride and Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think Liar Liar.
He's in that?
He's the other dad. Have you ever seen Liar Liar?
Is that the one with
Jim Carrey?
And he can't lie.
Can't lie. Yeah. I mean, most people know.
But that's not the Yes one.
No, you're thinking that's Yes Man is a different movie.
But that's also with Jim Carrey.
That's also with Jim Carrey.
But it's pretty much the same movie.
The same feel, but Liar Liar is Liar Liar is a different level classic.
I don't think I have seen Liar Liar.
Let's go!
I've definitely seen the
Yes.
Yes.
You know it's baby, nigga.
I've seen the Yes one for sure.
Yes, man. I know. We watched it together.
That I've seen a bunch of times.
Because when we watched it together,
and I've also seen the Liar movie or the one with Frankie Muniz.
My Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, I've seen that. But I have not seen Liar Liar.
With Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Give me a kiss. Sometimes, guys, her stupidity is just amazing. I mean, no, not stupidity. Her dumbness. No, not that. She's retarded. No. I'm sorry. So he's here for, but he's in Liar Liar. That's why I always think of him, man.
Okay.
So he's in a blue button down. His button down sweaty as shit, and he looks beat up, right? And you see the lights come on. He's sitting there like this, right? He's sitting down, and you see his point of view, and his vision's kind of like clearing up, right? And then they both look down, and they see there's a dead body in the middle of, like in between them, in the middle of the ground.
Gross.
All right. The dead body, Sam, is laid out.
Is it a man?
Man, old man. You see his brains are clearly blown out. Gun in his hand, tape recorder in the other hand. Okay? So, they're both, the other guy freaks. Holy shit! Help! 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 And our homeboy's like, hey, man, no one can hear you. Trust me. Like, no one can hear you. And then the guy's like, what the fuck is this? And then our boy's like, are you hurt? Are you hurt? Like, what's your name? What's wrong? Like, is anything wrong with you? He's like, yeah, my name's very fucking confused. That's my name. Who the fuck are you? And he goes, I'm Lawrence Gordon. I'm a doctor. I woke up here just like you, all right? And the guy's like struggling to get out, and both of their legs are chained to like the wall.
Yeah.
Okay? And Lawrence is asking him questions like, what do you remember? And the guy's like, nothing. I went to bed in my shit apartment, and I woke up in this fucking shithole. What do you mean, what do I remember?
What, these people are just waking up there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Sam, it's just a nightmare.
Oh, that's the fucking worst. Because if they led it up to it oh, this is the situation they were in, how they got here.
Exactly.
Because then you can remove yourself from it. But now it's like, damn, I go to sleep every night.
Yo, Sam, I say that shit all the time, bro. That's why I thought Get Out was so scary. Why? Because of the teacup. A situation. You drink tea all the time. Nigga, like you said.
Because I drink tea all the time, you think I'm going to abduct your body and put white men in it?
I think
yeah, I mean, you wear so much Land's End. You're so white guy now.
There's some black dude in me going, no! Ah! He's just falling. He's just been falling for eternity.
And then, there's some white guy that's just like saying the N-word now all the time on stage.
Exactly. Oh, God. So, yeah, that shit's scary as fuck, bro. Like, that shit's super scary. The idea of just waking up in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Just in a fucking crazy situation. So, he goes like, I woke up in my went to bed, woke up in this shit situation. And then he's like, what about you? And Lawrence is like, man, I was on my way home from work. I don't remember anything else. He's such a serious actor. He's always like, he's like so in it, bro. And he goes, the homeboy's like, man, it's the first dead body I've ever seen. Like, holy shit. And they're examining their chains. And as they're just kind of talking to each other, and we find out our boy Lawrence Gordon is a surgeon, like a top surgeon. He's like, good, And so he goes, you going to tell me your name or what, man? Like, I told you mine. And the weird guy's like, I'm Adam, all right? My name's Adam. He goes, well, Adam, we need to think about why we're here. Whoever did this, I mean, they brought us here and they didn't kill us. They want something. Question is what?
What?
They're looking around. So the room is just this shitty ass bathroom, bro. Like, I mean, like from like out of time. You know what I mean? Like it looks fucked up. But on the wall above the door is a brand new clock.
Could it be a bathroom in an old abandoned J.C. Penney?
It could be. Sam, you know what's fucked up is it could be. It could be. But this movie also came out in what, 2000 whenever JCPenney was booming. That was the year. 2000 JCPenney.
They were in decline.
You said what?
They were in decline by then.
By what? The year 2000, let's see.
7?
Let's see. Saw 1 came out 2004. They weren't in decline, but they were still okay.
End.
It was the beginning of the end. That's facts. So, they see this brand new clock, and our boy's like, man, whoever this is, they want us to know the time, right? So he reaches to the door. Like you see his chain kind of lets him get to the door. He tries to push it. It doesn't budge. It won't budge. So you see Adam, the homeboy, he starts checking his pockets, and he feels something, and he pulls it out, and it's a note. It has Adam on it.
Your name.
It's a little tape inside, like this big, one of those little tapes. It says, play me. Remember, homeboy, what I say he had in his hand, Sam?
He has our tape recorder thing.
And what else?
And a key?
No, the guy who's dead. What did he have in his hand? He had a tape recorder and a gun.
And a gun, yeah.
Remember I said like he shot himself clearly, all right? So that's what's in his hands. So the Lawrence checks his pockets, same thing.
It's got his name on it.
Name, he opens it up, tape, little tape, says play me. Also, 1 bullet.
He gets 1 bullet.
He gets 1 bullet.
Well, that's scary.
For Adam, how scared are you immediately?
Why does he get a bullet and I don't get a bullet?
I know, bro. I'm like, why the fuck yo? So, also there's a little key in his as well. I'm sorry, and the little key. So of course he tries to use the key on his chains. It doesn't work, right? The Adam guy's like, hey, throw it over here. Let me see the key. And then our boy, a little nervous, but he throws the key over. The guy tries to use it on his. Doesn't work on his either. They're both like, fuck, you know? So they look at their tape recorders, like at the dude's tape recorder. Adam tries to reach for it. Can't reach it. And Lawrence is like, use your shirt. So he takes his shirt off and tries to like fling it to like grab it over. That doesn't work. He's like, man, just think of something. There's got to be something. He's like, I'm trying. He looks, you know, I said there was a drain that let the water out.
Yeah.
One of those. Like one of those long ones with the beads on it.
Oh, yeah.
He grabs that and he ties it to his shirt. And then he keeps flinging it and keeps flinging it. And he finally gets a little piece of it on the tape recorder and he's able to pull it over. So he slides over the tape recorder, right? He puts his tape in, he presses play, and he hears.
Oh my God, I can't handle it. I'm so nervous.
Rise and shine, Adam. Wondering where you are? I'll tell you where you might be. Maybe the room you die in. You've lived your life in quiet, in the shadows, watching people live their lives. People view you as apathetic. I view you as mostly pathetic. So you will watch yourself die today, or you will do something about it. Click. That's it. It ends. He's like, I don't get it. What the fuck? And then our boy's like, hey, throw me the player. And the guy's like, no, throw me your tape. He's like, man, throw me the player. He's like, I'm not breaking the player, risking breaking it, throwing to you. Like, just throw me your tape. And Lawrence is like, because that is like, good point. So he kind of like slightly throws his tape over. He gets it. He plays it. Dr. Gordon, this is your wake-up call. Every day you give people the news they will die soon. And now today you will be the cause. Your aim in this game to kill Adam. You have until 6 o'clock to do it. There is a man in the room with you. That much poison in your blood, only one thing left to do. Shoot yourself. He looks down, you see the man all bled out, you know, with the bullet, you know what I mean? And then you hear the guy on the tape go, there's always a way to win. X marks the spot. If you don't kill Adam by 6, then Allison and Diana will die, Dr. Gordon. And I will leave you in this room to rot. Let the games begin. Click. They're both like, what the obviously like, yo, what the fuck? Sam, how you feeling out there? That's you.
I hate this. If I'm Dr. Gordon?
Yeah.
Who's Allison and Diana?
Oh, that's what you feel like? I don't even know who they are.
Who are these bitches?
So Gordon gets up, and then he goes, yo, give me that tape recorder now. Homeboy's like nervous because he heard it, and he tosses it to him. And then he rewinds it over and over, and he's listening. Allison and Diana will die, and I'll leave you to rot. He rewinds it. Let the game begin. Let the game begin. Let the game begin. And then he keeps saying, Adam guy's like, what are you here for? He goes, shh. Let the games begin. And you hear, right before it clicks, you hear, follow your heart. And it ends. And he goes, follow your heart. Follow your heart. And they go, what the hell does that mean? And they're looking around, and then they look on the toilet. Remember I said there's a gross-ass toilet there?
Yeah.
There's a little heart written, like kind of like drawn on it. Like really little. And they're like, it's in the toilet, whatever it is. So our boy Adam, he's the one near the toilet. He's like, look in it. It's just poop water in the toilet, Sam.
Yeah.
Like poopy diarrhea. And he's like feeling around for it. Oh, and he's like, come on, you feel anything? He's like, nothing. It's nothing. Just poop all over his hands. And he goes, check the top. He opens the top. There's a bag inside.
What's in the bag?
He opens the bag. 2 hacksaws.
2 hacksaws.
You know little saws?
Yeah. 2
of them. Okay? And then there's something else in the bag. He looks at it, right? There's something else in the bag, and he looks at it, and like he kind of puts it off to the side.
Oh.
Like he hides it. He doesn't show Gordon that there's something else in the bag.
Yeah, okay.
All right? And so he starts trying to free his chains, and homeboy's like, hey, Gordon's like, you mind passing me the other hacksaw? So he passes it to him all nervous, and then Gordon's going for it, and they're both going for it, right? And they're fucking going for it. You see, it's a long time of them fucking sawing their chains. Nothing happens. And they're both like, fuck! So Adam fucking takes his and throws it against the mirror, right? The mirror shatters everywhere. Okay, he's all mad. Gordon keeps sawing, tries again, nothing happens. He tires out finally. So then he thinks, and he goes, he doesn't want us to cut through the chains.
Of course not.
And he's like, the other boy's like, what do you mean? He's like, he wants us to cut through our feet. And the guy's like, what the fuck? What do you mean what's cut through our feet? And then our boy, Dr. Gordon, goes, I know who did this to us.
He does?
He goes, what? He goes, it's not someone I know personally. It's just someone I know of. Who is he? Who? It has to be him. I mean, last I heard, police hadn't caught him. What are you talking about? Who is it? I only know that because I was a suspect. I'll start from the beginning. Flashback.
What?
All right.
This is going to flash back?
Flashback. Sam, we see two cops coming down to a crime scene. Uh-huh. The lead cop, Danny Glover.
What?
I know. Awesome, right?
This whole movie doesn't take place in a JCPenney bathroom?
No, but Danny Glover's in it, if that makes you feel any better at all.
Okay.
Sorry that your dream of JCPenney is not involved in this. So, they come down to a basement. They find a 46-year-old male, died of blood loss.
Uh-huh.
All right? He's in like a little box, okay? All barbed wire, and he's naked. And you see him like halfway through, and he's like dead like this. All right? They're like, what the fuck? They can't believe how far he got and all this shit. They find a tape recorder on the ground. They play it. Hello, Paul. You're a sane, healthy, middle-class male. Yet you ran a razor across your wrist last month.
Aww.
Was it to die, or was it for attention? Tonight you'll show me. The irony is, if you want to die, stay sitting where you are, Paul. But if you want to live, you're going to have to cut yourself again. Find your path through the razor wire, through that door. But hurry, because at 3 o'clock, this room becomes your tomb, and the door will close. And the cops, and then that's the end of it. The cops realize, like, oh shit, this dude was given 2 hours to get out of this room. And then you see like flashbacks of him like trying to get through the razor wire, just fucking his body up, bro. And then he's dead, and they look, and Danny Glover's looking at his back, and there's a jigsaw piece like cut out of his skin out of his back.
Oh, gross. It's so disgusting.
So you see our boy Gordon telling Adam, so man, the newspaper called him the Jigsaw Killer. Though technically, he's not a murderer. I mean, he never actually killed anyone. He finds ways for his victims to do that. Cut to the cops finding another tape of another person, right? And like the person was like, I forgot what he did wrong, but he told them to put like he put a slow action poison in his veins, and the antidote is in the safe, and the combination is written on the wall. And the guy looks around at the wall. The wall's covered in numbers. All right, but he's in this room, and he goes, "Watch your step." And the guy's naked, and there's glass everywhere.
Oh.
All right? And he goes, and there's stuff all over his skin, and he's like, that stuff you're covered in is flammable. Try to find the combination with it. You have like 2 hours or you die. And you see the guy trying to do it. He burns up. He can't do it. He can't figure it out. The cops found two things that day. A little hole. Apparently, Jigsaw likes to book front row seats to view his victims. And you see like, there's like, at both crime scenes, there's like a little hole so that he can clearly watch.
Yeah.
You know? And they go in this time, you see Danny Glover found at the last crime scene a pin light. And they go run the prints on it. All right? Uh-huh. Cut to our boy Gordon at the hospital. And he's giving a speech to like a bunch of like, what is it called? Like, you know in Scrubs how like Dr. Cox and had JD and all them following him around and he would be talking
to the residents.
And so it's like one of those situations. He's giving a speech to the residents, right? And he keeps calling the patient, like he's calling, like there's a man laying on the bed unconscious and he keeps calling him the patient. Like this old man, he's calling the patient, right? As he's talking about his colon cancer and like how he has no time to live and this guy's for sure gonna die. Like it just, I mean, being doctory about it, like just straight up, you know what I mean? And one of the orderlies peeks his head in and goes, "Hey, his name's John. His name is John." And then he goes, sorry guys, this is our orderly Zeb. Sometimes the orderlies get a little too connected, you know? And then he keeps going on, calling him a patient, right? And the orderly kind of walks out upset. Mm-hmm. All right? So the cops, they come to Gordon, and they start questioning him about, like, where he was last night. And he was like, oh, what do you mean? I was just out, you know, doing, you know, whatever. He says, like, something. And then they go, well, we found this. And they hold up the pen light. Mm-hmm. It's his. Mm-hmm. All right, the one they found at the crime scene.
Yeah.
Okay? They're like, this is yours, doctor. And he looks at it, and he's like, oh, shit. So he comes to the station with him, and now his lawyer's present. And his lawyer's asking him, like, hey, where the fuck were you last night? And because he was like, he goes, you know, did you do this? And he goes, no, I didn't do this. You know I didn't fucking murder someone. Are you kidding me? He goes, well, why can't you tell anybody where you were last night? He goes, because I was seeing someone. He goes, who? He goes, I can't. He goes, look, man, if you can't be honest with me, you're going to be a lot of trouble. He goes, it wasn't a patient, all right? I was seeing someone. You know what that means, Sam.
Sex?
Yes. I was cheating on my wife.
That's
why he lied to the cops. That's why the cops knew he like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you weren't at where you just said. So where were you for real? And he didn't say because he's like doesn't want to say it to his. Mm-hmm. If he says, his wife's gonna know. Mm-hmm. You see the situation he's in. All right. So the lawyer goes.
That's why you shouldn't cheat. You might be caught up in a murder.
Bro, that is some real shit, nigga. Or if you do cheat, just be honest. Like, hey, if I'm caught up in a murder, it's like, oh well.
It's out.
Hey, baby.
Sorry. Not going to jail for this.
Not going to prison for this. So the lawyer goes, hey, as your lawyer, I'm going to tell you right now, bite the bullet, tell your wife what's going on, give your alibi to the police right now, or no one will ever believe you later. Mm-hmm. Which is a good point. He's like, because if they build this case against you and let it come out, and then all of a sudden you're like, I was cheating, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They built this case against you. So our boy's pissed. Back in the room, he tells him, he's like, man, that was 5 months ago. All right? Cut back to the station. You see Danny Glover. He's like, yo, we checked your alibi. We talked to that woman. Apparently it holds up. All right? He goes, but I want you to hear something. We have a victim who's escaped one of these jigsaw murderers' traps. We want you to hear her testimony. He's like, I want to see you. He's like, I want to see you hear it. And the guy's like, okay. This is Danny Glover. Danny Glover's still really suspicious of him.
Yeah.
All right? He goes, she's apparently the only one who's ever made it out. So you see cut to Danny Glover's talking to this woman. Her face is kind of fucked up. She almost like the Joker smiled a little bit. Uh-huh. Right? And she's all like this. And Danny Glover's like, Amanda, whenever you're ready, tell me the first thing you remember. And she's like, I woke up. All I could taste was blood and metal. Cut to her waking up in one of those rooms. She's got like a motherfucking huge contraption on her head. Nigga, it looks like a bear trap. And it's like got her mouth, it's like mouth like this, like her mouth, and it's all around her head, right? And she's just kind of like this, and she's like tied up in a chair, and she's just kind of looking around like, what the fuck, right? You see a clock ticking, a TV cuts on, and you see the jigsaw like this. If you're her, and I'm the TV, this is the jigsaw, that little puppet. It just goes.
Ah!
Hello, Amanda. Its mouth moves too. You don't know me, but I know you, and I want to play a game. Here's what happens. If you lose, the device you're wearing, it's hooked up to both your jaws. When the timer goes off, your mouth will be ripped open, kind of like a bear trap, but reverse. Let me show you. The camera pans over. You see it like on a mannequin, and it just goes like, it's like this, right? It looks like this, and it just goes like that, and it's like, it explodes, obviously. There is only one key to open the device. It's in the stomach of your dead cellmate. Look around. You know I'm not lying. Live or die, Amanda. Make your choice. She's like, she finally struggles her way and like gets out of the ties out of the chair. Mm-hmm. And then when she finally stands up, she hears click and like a timer starts on her fucking head thing. And she's like, she tries to rip it off, right? And she can't. She looks down. She sees a nigga passed out on the ground. She leans down. She lifts up his shirt. There's a huge question mark written on his stomach. She's like, There's an itty bitty knife. I mean, the knife's like this big, Sam. She holds it up. Right when she holds it up, the guy wakes up.
No.
And she looks at her, and he's like, his eyes go like, like he can't move. You can see he can't move, but his eyes are like huge, like, right? And then she goes, and she just starts stabbing him. And she stabs him a bunch. She stabs him so many times. And then you see her fucking ripping out his insides, looking for the key.
Deric, who wants this?
Saul wants this.
I
Jigsaw wants this. So, the cops realized, like, oh, man, that guy, apparently, we checked his body. He was on an opioid. Like, there was a bunch of opioids put in his body. So he wasn't dead, but he couldn't feel or move. So he just died like that.
Gross. At least he couldn't feel.
Yeah, that's the best part. At least he couldn't feel. But he had to watch it, though, which is, even though you can't feel it, you're mental. I mean, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. God. So, cut back to her story. She's going through, like, the liver. And she finally, like, finds the key, like, in his lungs or kidney. And
Why would it be in his lungs?
It's, like, clearly put somewhere. It's, like, maybe in his kidney. It's put somewhere. Maybe his kidney, then. And then she fucking is doing it. She's doing her fucking thing. She's doing it. And she finally gets it off. And she throws it. And clink, it opens up. And she's like, And then right then, a light comes on. And a door opens up. Bro, the little jigsaw puppet bikes out on a little bicycle. Like a little tricycle. And it bikes out. And it goes, congratulations. You're still alive. Most people are ungrateful to be alive. Not you. Not anymore. Right? So the cop cut back to Danny Glover and he goes, ma'am, were you a drug addict? And then she's crying and she's like, yes. He goes, is that why he picked you? She's like, yes. And then Danny Glover goes, are you grateful to be alive now? And she's like, yes. He helped me. She's sober now.
Whoa.
All right. Danny Glover looks at Gordon in the other room and like he thinks it's like, oh, it's you. Like, I know it's you. You know, that kind of look. Mm-hmm. So the Adam guy cut back to them in their cell, and the Adam guy's like, damn, well, are you sure it's him? He's like, yep. He goes, well, how do I know you're not lying? What if you're just lying and just fucking with me? Huh? Tell me what's all going on. And he grabs the mirror. He's like, tell me or I'll throw this. I'll cut you. Right? And then he's looking at the mirror while he says this. And he's like, what the? And then Gordon goes, what? He goes, this is a two-way mirror. And he looks at the other mirror and he takes his saw, boom, and he breaks the rest of it. There's a camera behind it, like a bulletproof glass box in there. And they're like, oh, what the fuck? And then we see a room and a guy is watching. He's got black gloves. We can't see his face from the back. And you see him kind of wave at the camera like this. And he's like, don't mind me. I can't help you. That's what he says.
Yeah.
All right? But you just see the back of his head. And then Gordon's like, man, this guy's thought everything through. And he starts going through like how there's no way we're going to be able to get out of this. And then Adam's like, you sound like you admire him. And he's like, no, it's just to defeat a perfect engine, you have to like figure out everything that's perfect about it to even figure out the flaws. He's like, that's how you defeat a virus. Like, you got to appreciate it, you know? And then the Adam guy starts bitching more, and Gordon shuts him up. And he's like, God damn. And he goes, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm just thinking about the last thing I said to my daughter. Cut to, we see a cute girl sleeping in her bed. She wakes up terrified, looking around her room. She comes downstairs. She comes to her mom's room. She wakes her mom up, and the mom's like, Diana. She's like, hey, mommy. And she's like, what? She's like, mommy, there's a man in my room. And she goes, honey, it's your imagination. She goes, no, there's a man in there. She goes, okay, I'll take you back to your bed. She goes, no, I want daddy to. She goes, okay. So they go to Gordon's office in the house, and Gordon's working. And she's like, hey, honey, Diana wants you to take her to her room. She's scared. And he's like, in a minute, I'm busy. Right? And he keeps working. She's like, honey. And he's like, ah. And he's kind of like does it like a little, you know what I mean? So he goes and he does it and he checks the room. Like, and he puts her, like he looks around, he puts her in the bed. And then he goes, look, honey, see what I said? There's no one here. There's no such thing as a bad man, right? I need you to go to bed. She goes, but I'm scared. He's like, oh, and he starts tickling her feet, like making her laugh. And then right then his beeper goes off. And he's like, ah. She's like, I hate that thing, Daddy. He's like, I know, honey, but I got to go to work. Why you make that face?
Beepers.
You don't like the beepers?
No. Sure, this is all foreshadowing. Sure, the beeper will be involved in these. Okay.
Hey, Jeffrey just walked in. Hey, Burner.
Hey, Jeffrey.
They can't hear you. Hey, Burn, have you seen the movie Saw? That's what I'm telling Sam.
I've seen every Saw except the first one.
Oh, hilarious. I'm telling her the first one right now.
He's seen
He said
every
he's-
Saw except the first one.
Because he's Jeffrey Burner, baby, and that's how he lives his life to the fullest. In reverse.
Reverse.
Reverse. You know, he wrote that song. So, you know, he's like, there's no such thing as a bad man. And he, you know, she's like, the beeper goes off. She's like, he's like, I gotta go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, Daddy, are you ever gonna leave me and Mommy? And he goes, no, never, honey. You guys know I love you. And then he kisses her goodnight. He says, hey, about tomorrow, I'll read you your favorite bedtime story. She's like, ooh, and she gets all excited and she goes to bed, right? So cut to her, like, you see her like trying to go to sleep. And the camera pans down, and you just hear which would suck for a kid. She just hears the parents arguing,
Oh,
like
damn.
fighting, like, you're going to work again, huh? This late night. He's like, you know my job. I gotta go. And she's like, oh, fine. He tries to give her a kiss, and then she's like, get out of here. Just go.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But also, I get it because Sam,
He's cheating on his
he's a
wife.
cheater.
He's a cheater, and cheater's gonna cheat.
Let me ask you something.
Cheat.
As a woman, if he wasn't cheating, it was just work, would she still be just as mad?
No, because she knew what she was getting into when she married a doctor.
Would she be mad though?
She'd be like, oh, this sucks. But he would also act the same way. Part of the cheating problem is when he says he's going to work, he's not like disappointed at all. He's almost excited to go to work because that means he gets to cheat also.
What if he was just excited to go to work because he really loved his career that much?
That's fine too.
You'd be okay with that. I feel like you'd be mad, and let's say like this is me. You wouldn't be mad that like, oh man, I got a beeper, I got to go do surgery. I'm a surgeon. You'd be mad that I didn't want to read or like I didn't want to take our like when you remember when he's like,
Oh yeah, that sucks.
that's when it would be like, hey, if you're home,
Do the kid thing.
Be home.
Also, it's like, yo, they're your kids too.
yeah,
Or are you just like you just get to do the fun stuff? And even
then-
that is the fun stuff.
yeah, it's like you get to this is a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I do get what you're saying, but as the woman, it's like I'm sure you're also like she's mad because yeah, you're going to work all the time, but it's also like I don't think you're going to work, you fucking piece of shit.
You piece of
Because you guys always know deep down.
You can tell.
How can you tell?
I don't know. Your body knows.
Your woman body?
Probably.
Jeffrey, can you ever tell when you're being cheated on by a man?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Your
it your body as
knows.
well?
So when I see another man's come on.
He said, it's when I see another man's come on my man. Pretty, you know, that's how he
It's
knows.
pretty.
That would, yeah, that would be a big tip off. So he leaves, right? Cut back into the room. Gordon is like, you want to see a picture of my daughter? And the guy's like, yeah. And he tosses over his wallet. And he's like, it's that first picture, right? And he's looking at her. And he's like, damn, your daughter's beautiful. He's like, where's your picture of your wife? And he's like, oh, it's the next picture. And he flips it over. And he sees, Adam sees, it's a picture of Diana, like the daughter and the wife, tied up. Like tied up, with their mouths tied up. And with a note on the back. And it says, X marks the spot. Sometimes you see more with your eyes shut. Now, Adam is just sitting there staring at it. And Gordon just keeps on talking about his wife and his kid. And then he goes, oh, yeah, cool, man. He goes, by the way, that picture of your wife, I don't see it. And he goes, what do you mean? It's still right there. And he goes, yeah, I don't see it. And he tosses it back, and he doesn't say anything about the picture. He, like, hides it
Oh, okay.
in his pocket, right? And then the guy goes, oh, damn. Gordon's going through. He's like, he must have taken it. This sick fuck, right? Just thinking, like, oh, you just took the picture of my wife, you know? Cut back.
He
to
said X marks the spot. Sometimes you see
better with your eyes shut,
better with your eyes shut.
okay?
Okay.
Cut back to Gordon arguing with his wife. And he leaves for work. In the girl's room, in the little girl's room, she wakes up again and she's looking at her closet. And she's like scared as fuck. And then you hear, good night, little girl. And you see an eyeball and she's like, ah! And she runs. And then, of course, the wife runs up. And then when the wife runs up, there's a covered man grabbing her and the kid.
Whoa.
He was in the room.
Okay.
So, yeah, hey, parents. Just a little heads up.
Sometimes there is a bad man in the room.
Here's the, if they say, hey, daddy, mommy, there's a monster in my room or whatever, and they say that, I get it. I get being like whatever. But if they say, hey, mommy, there is a man in my room.
That's a tip off.
Just just give it a once over. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a dad, so who am I to tell people how to parent? But I think if they say specifically, because she didn't say there's a scary man or there's something. She said no. Then she said, hey, mommy, there is a man. You know how there's men in the world? Well, there's one of them, and he's just in my room.
People are out here trying to take these kids. And
That's what I'm saying.
Be careful.
Sam, if our kid said there's a man in the room, wouldn't you be like,
a man?
Exactly. Yeah, you'd be like, would you be like, what kind of man? Or like, we'd be like, what do you mean a man?
What kind of man?
And then she was like, like a man, like he was just standing there.
Like Santa?
And she's like, no, like he looks like Uncle Frank. And then he'd be like, oh, there's a man in the house.
There's a man in the house? Okay. It would suck if you weren't home.
Well, I would hope you would be smart enough to just get out of the house. Like, just don't go back upstairs.
Yeah. Ah, dude. That's like my biggest fear is people in my house. It happens in the movies all the time.
I know. It's happening right now. Jeffrey.
Ugh.
Fucking asshole. Pays rent, thinks he can live here. Anyway, yeah. I agree. That is fucking terrifying. But yeah, I think that's the parents' fault for not checking the room. Also, the dad, like, somebody, like, she said a man.
She said a man.
So we see them tied up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see the guy's face. You just see, like, his gloves. Bro, this part's the scariest part. So the wife and daughter are tied up. The man bends down. He's got a stethoscope in his hand and a gun in his pocket, right? The mom is like, oh, get away, like, because he's leaning on the daughter and like he's like kind of like smelling her. And then he takes the stethoscope and he listens to the daughter's heartbeat. Then he takes out his gun and then puts it on her head, and then the heart, and then it goes, or the little girl, and the mom's like, and then she takes the gun and put it on the mom's head, and now the little girl, I mean, that's what because the little girl's heart is just going like, and I was like, bro, that is so fucked up. Who would want to hear that? That's fucked up, man.
Who would make movies about this?
I don't
know. And then
know.
go pay to see them.
And then they made like 7 more because so many people wanted to see it.
Why?
I don't know, boo-boo. So the camera finally pans up and we see the guy's face. It's the orderly from the hospital, Zep.
Oh, the woman's like, his name is John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Figured it was going to be him, huh?
I knew that he was going to be a part of this.
You didn't think he was going to be the bad guy?
I'm not totally convinced.
Who do you think's the bad guy?
I don't trust Robin Hood, if I'm being
You
honest.
don't trust Robin Hood? You don't trust Gordon, huh?
No.
Cheating on his wife?
It's not even just that he's cheating on his wife. It's just
It's what?
something about the pictures thing that you said with his... And so, and then he takes the picture, but it's like, so you're supposed to believe that he doesn't know about the picture, right? But he's the one that gave him the wallet in the first place.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes me feel...
Something, you just feel a little,
It's
something a little about
so fishy.
Ooh, Sam's trying to crack the code. I love it. Okay. So, we see who it is. It's him, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the little guy, he looks out the window, right, of the place.
Mm-hmm.
Outside, Danny Glover is watching him. And he goes, I got you, little man. Huh? You waiting for the doctor to come home? Well, I'm waiting for the doctor, too. We're both waiting. And he keeps saying, I never should have let you go. Never should have let you go. And the camera pans back, and you see Danny Glover's in like a little apartment across the way, like staring through binoculars. And his house is covered like a beautiful mind on some like conspiracy shit.
Yeah.
Like he's going crazy trying to figure out who this killer is.
Yeah.
All right? And he thinks it's the doctor.
Oh, not the orderly.
He doesn't see what the orderly's doing. He just sees the orderly looking out the window. He thinks the orderly's just waiting on the doctor as well or some shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that's why he said, I'm waiting on him too. We'll see what's going to... That's why he's like, we'll see what's going to happen.
But why would he... But then why would he... Wouldn't he be suspicious of the orderly for being at the doctor's house?
But he is. Oh, no, he's like, well, I'm going to see... Like, he said something like, I'm going to see what y'all up to. Like, y'all up to something.
Okay,
He just doesn't know what's going on, you know?
Okay.
So, cut to back in the flashback. Danny Glover dropping off Gordon at home the night after he heard the woman's story, or woman's testimony. Remember the beginning?
Yes.
It's back to that time where they think he's the suspect the first time, you know? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he goes, you know, our boy Gordon is like, sorry, I can't be more help. And he's like, you know.
You do a good job.
Thank you. That sounds like him. He's like, you know, we arrested a dentist last week. Liked to play with kids a little too much. He lived 2 blocks from here. You know, sewer lines run through this neighborhood too, doctor. And he's like, okay. And the doctor gets out, right? Cut to Danny Glover back at his office studying the Jigsaw Amanda tape, studying it forever. His homeboy, his partner, comes up and he's like, hey, do you want to get a beer? And he's like, you know, and he's like, no, I'm good. He's like, well, maybe you need a girlfriend, right? And he kind of makes fun of him. He keeps studying the tape. As the partner's walking off, he notices something. And he goes, wait, get back here. And the partner's like, oh, what? Come on, man, I'm trying to go. I'm having a drink. He's like, no, come here, man, look. And he shows him something in the background of the Jigsaw tape. It's this graffiti of of a gang that resides on like 118th Street. And he's like, I know that graffiti. I know that's 118th Street. And then he keeps rewinding it and listening, and he can hear a fire alarm in the back. Like he cuts the sound and he hears it. And he's able to they're able to literally call the fire department and trace all the fire alarms that went off.
Okay.
And then they narrow it down to a certain number of buildings. So they find the place.
Yeah.
All right. So they fucking find it and they break into this abandoned place, guns cocked, and they find the right place. It's Jigsaw's room. Like they find the graffiti and he's like, I got you son of a bitch. And the place is all scary, but there's nobody there. There's mannequins everywhere. They find a table.
Mannequins.
Right? They find a table with a little veil on it and they undo the veil. And Sam, it's like a Lego construction of the situation the main characters are in. Does that make sense? It's like a layout.
Whoa.
So he's been planning it that long.
Wow. Okay, so the Lego construction, the main characters meaning Danny Glover and all of that, or the main characters
you know, the 2 guys in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
But this is like 5 months before that ever happens.
Okay.
But there's like you see, so when they open it up, you see like it's like a Lego version and like of that.
Okay.
Okay. So they're looking around, they're like, they don't know what it is though. So they're looking at it like, what the fuck is this, right? And then they keep walking, and they unveil another thing, and it's the Jigsaw puppet. Like just looking at him. They're like, what the fuck? And then they hear like and they unveil another thing, and it's a guy in a contraption, right? And the guy's like, help me. And he's all tied up and shit. And then right then they hear someone coming home, and they go, no, tie him back, like hide. He goes, no, what? We'll get him right when he comes in. He's like, no, let's see who this motherfucker is, and then we'll get him. Just hide. So they go, okay. So they cover the guy back up. They hide. A man comes up. He's covered in like a black robe. You can't see his face.
Oh, dude.
All right.
He doesn't have cameras everywhere.
The guy goes, oh, you hear his voice. You go, are you awake already, Jeff? Don't cry. I've given your life a purpose. And you see the guy, like, he unveils him, and the guy's like, like, right? And he's got like this contraption on his head. He goes, you're a test subject for something greater. And then right then you hear the cops go, freeze! And they pointed their guns at him, and the guy puts his hands up, and then he clicks on the machine, and it's like 2 drills coming at the guy's head. And then now they're like, freeze, what'd you do? How do you stop this? And the guy goes, the key is in the box if you want to stop it. And they go, which key? And you see one of the cops trying to get one of the keys, and he can't find it. He's like, which key? And then they're like, come here, get down here. And Danny Glover grabs him, and he's like, what? And the guy goes to Danny Glover, what's more important, officer? Arresting me or saving that man's life? The drills keep coming closer to the guy's head. They're like, God damn it. And he's like, what the fuck? And they keep going off, and the guy just kind of keeps talking. And then right then the drills are about to fucking go into the guy's brain, and the partner goes, fuck it. And he pulls out his gun and just shoots the shit out of the contraption. Like it just breaks. And like it stops. And then while that's happening, the bad guy pulls out a knife, turns around, slashes Danny Glover's throat.
Jesus.
Right? Right? And the guy takes off running.
He's too old for that shit.
He is way too old for that shit. Sam, he is way too old for that shit. So the guy goes running, right? Our partner goes like, no. He runs over and he checks on Danny. And Danny Glover, he only got him in the side of the throat.
Okay.
He didn't get, so he's like, oh, I'm fine. Go get him. So the partner's like, freeze. He goes chasing after him. Freeze or I'll shoot. The guy keeps running. Bam, he shoots. The guy falls.
Okay.
All right. The partner, you see upstairs, Danny's like starts walking down towards where the partner ran off to, and he's just bleeding. The partner walks up on the body. As he's walking up, there's like a little contraption, like a little tripwire.
No.
And he hits it, and then he looks up, and there's like click, zzz, and it pulls like there's like 4 shotguns hang up above them. All their triggers go, bam! Just shoot the guy, blows this nigga up pretty much.
Jeez. Okay, so then what happens?
Danny Glover stumbles down, sees his partner's dead body.
But the other guy's gone.
Huh? Other guy's gone.
Because he never got shot.
Mm-hmm. Back to Danny Glover in his room. Remember I said he had an apartment right across where he was watching? Mm-hmm. This is like present day now?
Yeah.
And you see, like, the camera starts from his throat, and you see there's a big slash, like, heel on his throat, right? And the camera pans back, and it's just the whole wall of all the shit about the Jigsaw Killer and all the shit about Dr. Glover. And he just keeps studying. He's like, we gonna get him, partner. We gonna get him. I had you, son of a bitch. Oh, I'm gonna get you. You know? So, cut 2. The weird guy is watching on the camera what's happening in the, with Gordon and Homeboy.
The guy behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. Zep, that's his name.
Zep.
So Gordon keeps saying, X marks the spot, X marks the spot. We got to look for an X in the room. That's what we need to look for. And the guy keeps arguing back and forth with him. He's like, no, we got to look for an X. That's what he said, X marks the spot. And then Adam keeps thinking, and then he goes, turn off the lights. And Gordon's like, why? He's like, just do it. Cut him off the lights. He's like, why do you want me to cut off the lights? He's like, just do it for a second. And he does. And when he cuts off the lights, the only light in the room is there's this one little X on the wall.
Oh.
And they're like, oh. So they cut the lights back on, and they go to the X, and they bang on it with the saw. Like, he bangs on it with the saw, Gordon. And it's like a little hollow kind of wall, and it opens up, and there's a little box inside. And he's like, the key. They get the key. They open it up. When they open it up, it has one cell phone inside. And Adam's like, yes, the cell phone, the greatest invention on the planet, yes. There's 2 cigarettes. He's like, oh, give me one of those. And he's like, no. And there's a lighter, and then there's a note, right? The guy keeps asking for the cigarette while our boy is reading the note.
Adam is reading the note or asking for
Gordon.
a cigarette? Okay, Gordon.
Adam's asking for a cigarette. Gordon is reading the note. So he keeps asking. He's not noticing that he's reading this little note.
Yeah.
The note says, shh, doctor. It goes, the cigarettes are harmless, but smoking is only poison when it ends in bloodshed. Think about this. You don't need a gun to kill Adam. All right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, he just puts it away. And then he tries to call the police, nothing. Tries to call it again, nothing. Just like a doot. And he looks at it, he goes, I think this phone can only receive calls. Because he goes, it's on, it's fully charged. But I think it's one of those kind of, like, it can only receive calls, which I've had phones like that.
Okay.
Right? And he goes, not making. And he goes, damn. And he goes, this makes sense. This happened to me before. Flashback.
So many flashbacks in this movie.
Last night, he's at the hospital. Mm-hmm. He goes, I was walking in my car. I thought I was alone. But I was so sure someone was there. And you see him kind of rubbing his face. And you hear like a pit, like a flash in a picture. Mm-hmm. And he kind of looks around. And he doesn't see anything. And then he drives somewhere. It's like a really seedy part of town. He goes in a building. He comes out to use the phone. While he's using the phone, it doesn't, like using the street phone, it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. He tries to use a cell phone, it doesn't work. You see the mirror in his car, and there's somebody getting out his back door. And it's our man in the robe and the mask. And he fucking runs up, attacks him, and knocks him out. Mm-hmm. All right? He goes, man, that thing was waiting for me. He's like, Gordon back to him in the cell, and he's thinking about all this. And then he looks over at Adam, and he goes, how did you know to turn off the lights? And Adam's like, instinct? You're a terrible liar. What do you mean? What else aren't you telling me? How the fuck did you know to turn off those lights? What do you mean, how did I know? And he just starts going off him. How did you know, huh? You knew something. How the fuck would you just know that? Mm-hmm. Right? And then the guy's like, man, fuck you. They keep arguing. He goes, you knew to turn off those lights. Tell me how. He goes, you want to know? Here it is. And he grabs the picture and he throws it at him. And he looks at it and he's like, and he sees his family tied up. Where did you get this? He's like, it was in your wallet. Why didn't you show me this? I couldn't, man. I don't want you to kill me. Mm-hmm. Like, I know that this is what he wants. Like, obviously, you know what I mean? I know that's what he wants. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm sorry. And the guy starts, our boy Gordon is like screaming and crying, right? And he's like, I got to think. I got to get out of here. I got to think. And he looks at his note. Remember the note that says, shh, right? And he's reading it again. And he's that much poison in your blood, you know? And he thinks. And he grabs the cigarette that the guy was asking for. And he dips it in the guy's blood real stealth while nobody's looking, right? And then he stands up and he cuts the lights off. And you hear Adam go, what the hell are you doing? He goes, shh, I need you to play along with this, okay? He goes, what? Just play along. You see the bad guy watching, but he can't see now because the lights are off. And he kind of can't hear. You just hears him whispering, right? And then lights come back on. He gets up and he goes, hey, can I still have one of those cigarettes? He's like, yeah. He tosses him one over, but it's not the one he dipped in blood. The dude smokes it. He's like, thanks. He pretends to choke and die. Right?
Yeah.
And then our boy Gordon looks at the camera. He's like, I did it. I did it, okay? I've done it. Where's my family? Where are they? And then right then, you hear, and then the Adam dude, the chain, shocks the fuck out of him. And he comes back to, and he's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And Gordon's like, God damn it. Why would you move? That was our way out. He goes, he just electrocuted the fuck out of me. What are you talking about, man? He's like, damn. So Jordan's like, oh, I gotta get out of here. And he's like, fucking grabs his saw and he tries to chain his saw, saw his chain again. And he's like, nothing. He's like, damn it. And then right then Adam goes, wait. I think I remember how I got here. Cut to, we see him getting home to his place. He's a photographer. He has red room picture, like, you know, the red room?
Yeah, like a dark room.
Yeah, so there's pictures everywhere. He goes to work on his shit and he's just working. And then like while he's working hard, he passes out. He like works late into the night. He passes out. He wakes up, his lights are out. He tries to cut them on, they don't work. He's like, God damn it. He walks around and hears something, but he can't see. It's like completely pitch black. So he grabs his camera and he takes a picture so the flash will go off. Which, how scary is that? Because that's how he's walking through the house.
That's horrifying.
So he sees nothing, so he goes down the hallway, does it again. Goes down a little farther, does it again. Goes to the right, does it. It's the jigsaw puppet. He fucking grabs the baseball bat, beats the shit out of it, right? He's like, what the fuck? And he goes, who's in here? I'll kill you, motherfucker. And he opens the door, snaps the picture. It's the masked man. He jumps out the closet, takes him down. Right?
Yeah.
So back to them in the room. Gordon gets a call on the cell. On the cell phone. He answers. He goes, who is this? You hear, Daddy, Diana, Daddy, is that you? He starts crying. Yes, it's me, baby. I'm here. I'm scared, Daddy. I'm scared. Where's Mommy? Where's Mommy, honey? She's with me. Let me talk to Mommy, please. Put her on. The bad man from the room is here, Daddy.
Obvi.
Also, I like that the daughter was like, hey, remember when I said?
Remember that I told you there's a bad man? This all could have been ended earlier on.
Yeah. I didn't want to I know this might not be the best time to bring it up, but, you know.
I was right.
I was right. Just want that for the record. And then he's like, oh, my God, honey, I'm sorry. And he goes, well, what man is it? What does he look like? And she goes, please come home, Daddy. Right then the guy, he grabs the phone and he puts his wife on. And he's like, Allie. And you hear, honey. And he goes, you hear the wife go, honey, is Adam there? And he goes, how do you know Adam? Allie, what's going on? And she goes, honey, don't believe Adam's lies. He knows you. He knew all about you before today, okay? Right then, hangs up. Allie, hello? And he looks at the camera. You lay a finger on them, I'll kill you, you motherfucker. I'll fucking kill you. And then the Adam guy goes, how's your family? Are they okay? And he looks up at him. My wife mentioned your name. He goes, what? What'd she say? She told me not to believe you. Told me you knew me. Who the fuck are you? You know who I am. I told you you're a liar. I need to know the truth. Oh, I'm a liar? Well, what were you really doing last night, Lawrence? Because it wasn't going to work at the hospital. That's what you said. Your wife is right about you, Larry. You're not really going to work, are you?
Wait, who's Larry?
That's what his wife, like, Lawrence.
Lawrence, yeah.
And he goes, you don't recall last night getting your picture taken? Cut back to in the parking lot.
What?
Adam, the photographer, is sneaking, taking a picture of our boy. It was him.
He's is he working for the wife?
So he's taking a picture all sneaky. He goes, I have all the evidence. I can prove you didn't go near a hospital last night. And then Adam has a bunch of pictures. Right? He goes, and that's not the first time, Larry. You know, he goes, I've been taking pictures of you for a few days. You want to know what I do? I take pictures of rich fucks like you who fuck their secretaries. That's my job. I literally have a job for that shit. I followed you to that shitty hotel. I followed you the whole time. And he goes, what? And then he takes out a bunch of pictures and throws them at him. He goes, where the fuck did you have these? He goes, they were in the bag with the hacksaws. I didn't want to say anything in the beginning because I didn't think it mattered, right? You know, he's like, fuck you. And he goes, what the fuck? He goes, by the way, what'd you do in that motel room? I always wanted to know. You got out of there pretty fast the other night. Cut to our boy Gordon getting to the hotel room, and there's this hot Asian resident there waiting on him, right? And
a student?
Yeah. And he goes up to her, and then right then he starts going off on her for paging him while he was at home.
Oh, okay.
Which is why the wife would be mad.
Yeah.
This nigga ain't shit, and she knows it. Paging at the house. So then this nigga's like, man, if I ever cheat on you, oh my God.
I'm gonna kill you.
I talk too much shit.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, baby. I'm a good guy.
See?
I only do it twice.
What, twice?
so he goes, you see our boy going off on her for paging him at home. And then she starts apologizing and trying to undress and fuck him. And he goes, it's over. I'm done with this. I'm sorry. Right then the hotel phone rings. And the girl looks over at it and he goes, did you tell anyone I'm here? She goes, no. And she goes and she answers. She's like, hello? She looks up. She's like, it's for you. Which must be the scariest thing of all time if you're a cheating husband, right?
So scary.
Because you know it's your wife.
Yeah, who else would it be?
Who else would it be? And so he answers the phone and he's like, hello? I know what you're doing, doctor. Click, hangs up. He's like, I have to go, right? And then right then our boy go, who was it? You see back in the cell, back in the bathroom thing. He goes, who was it? Gordon's like, Adam, who paid you to follow me? He's like, I don't know, some guy named Bob. He pays up front $200 a night. And then he's like, well, did you see what happened to me? Did you see me get fucking kidnapped? You did nothing? He goes, no, I saw you get in your car and drive off. That's it. Next thing you know, I go home, I'm chained to this pipe, you know what I mean, staring at the pictures. He said, staring at the guy that I've been taking pictures of for the last 3 days. He goes, well, who was it? Who was the guy that paid you? He goes, I don't know him. He goes, what did he look like? He goes, I don't know. He goes, you don't remember what the guy looks like? He's like, dude, I don't know. He's like, man, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what the guy looks like? Nothing? He goes, no. He goes, Jesus, nothing. He goes, he was a tall black guy with a scar on his neck. And he goes, fucking God, man, I know who that is. He goes, who? He goes, that's Detective Tapp. He goes, what? He goes, that guy was no cop, trust me. He goes, no, he's not a cop. After his partner's death, he went crazy. He convinced himself, they kicked him off the force because he convinced himself that I was a part of these murders and he wouldn't let it go. You know? And they're like, oh, shit. So they're arguing back and forth, calling each other names, and Gordon just breaks down. He's like, my life was perfect. What the fuck did I do to deserve this? Like, you know what I mean? So Adam is looking at the pictures he took of Gordon on the ground, and he goes, hey, was there someone else in your house last night? And Gordon's like, no. He goes, well, there's someone in this picture. And then he throws the picture at him, and the guy looks at the picture, and in the window, you see a picture of Zepp looking out the window. He goes, that's the orderly at the hospital. That little fucking psycho. We see Zepp cut to this nigga is watching on a camera. Like he just watches calmly too, like doesn't even though he knows that they're saying his name. And he, as your homeboy's going off, you bastard, fuck, you fuck, right? They look at the clock, it's almost 6 o'clock. They go, shit, we're out of time. It's like a couple seconds till 6. The mom is in the other room. She's able to get her hands untied. Okay? So fucking, she looks at her daughter. She's like, shh, sweetie, shh. So she pretends to be tied up. Zepp cocks his gun and walks back in the room. He looks at her. He goes, Dr. Gordon's time is up. Now I have to do what I have to do. I'm afraid it has to be you to tell him that you failed. He pulls out the phone and he calls Gordon. Gordon answers, Zepp, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! And then he puts the Zepp guy puts the wife on the phone and she goes, Larry, you failed. And right then the guy pulls out the gun like he's about to shoot her, and then she pushes him and gets the gun away from him. Because he, you know, he's like, what the fuck? Like he loses his balance, you know what I mean? And then she's like, he goes, here, honey, honey. And then she's like, Zepp. No, he goes, she goes, like, he goes, don't move. She's like, don't move, you son of a fucking bitch. And she grabs the phone. She goes, Larry, are you all right? And he goes, no, I'm not. Right? And she goes, Larry, where are you? He goes, I'm in a room somewhere. I'm being held captive, honey. She goes, honey, we need you here. He's like, and then he starts crying. He goes, honey, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I got us in this. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And then right then the little daughter goes, mommy. And she looks over. Zeb charges her. They start fighting over the gun.
Oh, my gosh.
Gunshots go off. Danny Glover, remember I told you he's watching from outside. He sees the gunshots going off. He heads in.
Yeah.
All right. Gordon just keeps hearing the gunshots in the fight. And and he drops the phone that kind of goes far. And he just keeps hearing gunshots in the fight, gunshots, right? The mom is fighting this nigga. She grabs some scissors that are on the desk, stabs him in the leg.
Oh, okay.
All right? Right then, Glover runs in. He's like, freeze! Shootout happens. Like him and the guy are shooting. Pow, 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 pow. The mom is just holding on to her daughter. Our boy is just screaming at the phone, honey! Honey! Because all he hears is just gunfire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Glover and the bad guy run out of bullets. He tackles them. They're fighting. You know what I mean? As they're fighting, the Zepp guy smashes a vase over Glover's head.
Oh, my God.
He knocks him out. The guy hobbles out looking for the wife, right? And he goes, Mrs. Gordon! Well, if I can't find you, it's time. I'm sorry. I have to go kill your husband. Clocks his gun. He goes to leave. Danny Glover comes too. The guy gets in his car, drives off. Danny Glover gets in the car, chases after him.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Right then, Gordon gets shocked like crazy by his chain. Mm-hmm. Passes out. Adam is like, get up, man, get up. Cut to you see Zepp driving, Glover chasing after him. Gordon wakes up and he's like, holy shit, he fucking electrocuted me. Oh, fuck this. And he tries to get his foot out. Fuck this! Right? Zepp gets to the place where they're keeping Gordon and homeboy. He starts hobbling downstairs to get in. Glover's following him, right? The phone rings inside the cell with Gordon and Adam.
Yeah.
The cell phone. It's out of his reach though because he can't reach it
Yeah.
now. And it's ringing and he thinks it's his family obviously. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, God, no, please. And he's just doing everything. He can't reach it. He's pulling like crazy. You see Glover chasing the guy and they're having a shootout still back and forth. I'm going to kill you, you sick asshole. You killed my partner. Right? Lawrence, full panic attack, goes, I got to save my family. Rips his shirt off, the blue shirt, right? Ties a tourniquet around his leg.
Oh, my God.
Bites down on it. Takes the saw. Starts sawing off his own motherfucking leg. Sam, welcome to Saw 1, dog. This is that shit, son. If you don't get turned up on this nigga's like,
Gross. Oh, someone's come to the door. Sorry. Okay.
What's up, B Mafia? Sorry about that. We just got into a big fight with our neighbors because life is crazy like that and it happens. But we worked it out. We solved it. It's all good.
It's cool.
It's good. It worked itself out. Life is crazy, man.
Life is crazy.
Life is just nuts. Oh, my God.
Where were we?
I don't know. What's the last thing you remember?
He was sawing off his leg.
No wonder we were so turned up.
Yeah, it was really intense.
You know what I mean? You know, we were fucking lit, bro. Oh, God. So he's sawing off his leg. The Adam dude's screaming, no, no, blood everywhere. Blood everywhere, bro. You see Zepp and Glover, they're fighting over the gun.
Yeah.
Outside in the hallway, they're throwing hands, they're fighting. Gordon, you see Gordon saws through off his whole leg.
Yeah.
Starts crawling into the middle of the bathroom, right, towards the gun. You see Zepp be able to get away from Danny Glover, and he shoots and he kills him. So Zepp kills Glover, right? Glover falls. Gordon, he crawls to the gun, puts the bullet in, and Adam's like, no, please, man, I want to live. Please, 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 please. And fucking our boy's face, Gordon's face is completely white because it's blood. He's bleeding out. And he's like, I'm sorry. My family, you have to die. I'm sorry. This is like, what? It's like, no, please. Bam, shoots him. Our boy falls. He looks at the camera. I've done it. Show him to me. Show me my family. Back at home, you see his family's fine. They're around the police, and they keep calling the cell phone. They're trying to tell him they're all right.
Yeah.
They keep calling, right? Right then the door opens. Zepp walks in. He's like, you fucking bastard. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. Click, click. He just like keeps hitting the empty gun thing. Click, click. He's trying to shoot. He checks on Adam, right? Our boy, Zepp. He checks Adam. He like shakes him. Adam doesn't move. And then he looks at him and he goes, you're too late. It's the rules. And Zepp pulls the gun. He's about to kill him. Adam wakes up, knocks Zepp down, fucking hits him. They're wrestling over the gun. He throws the gun. Adam takes the fucking toilet top. Bam! Bashes his skull to death.
Oh, my
bam,
God.
Bam,
Why is
bam.
this so graphic?
Right?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, my God. Right, and then our boy Lawrence comes over and he stops him right after he kills him. He's like, stop, you got him. He's like, I shot you in the shoulder. It's just a wound. I gotta go get help. And our boy Adam's like, don't leave me, please, please. He's like, I have to. Lawrence. He's like, don't worry. And he starts crawling out. He's like, I'll bring back someone. I promise. This man crawls out just bleeding out of his one leg. Just bleeding, right? Our boy goes, it's a key. And he starts checking Zep for a key. Because maybe there's a key. And he checks and he checks and he checks. He finds a tape recorder.
Zep was just a pawn.
He pulls it out so confused. Presses play. Hello, Mr. Hindle. Or as the hospital calls you, Zep. Right? And then cut to you see Zep like going through his own jigsaw shit.
What?
I want you to make a choice. There's a slow-acting poison coursing through your system. Would you murder a wife and child to save your own life? Listen carefully, if you will, because these are the rules. We see a flashback of him going through everything that he's been going through, like, to set all this shit up.
Yeah.
Under this dude's, or whatever, right? Adam can't believe it. He's like, what the fuck? As he hears all this, the camera pans back. Remember that dead body that was on the ground? It stands up.
What?
And it like it's coming out of a coma, and it's like that, right? And then it tears all the fake thing off of its head. Like tears it all off. And then he looks over and he goes, and it's the voice of the jigsaw. The key to that chain was in the bathtub. And our boy remembers as he was coming to, he felt something on his foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, right? And then you see the guy's face, and remember the old dude John in the hospital?
Yes.
It's him.
What?
Yep. Right? Flashback the whole movie. You see him and you hear him saying it. I want to play a game. Adam grabs the gun and he goes to shoot the guy, and our boy hits the little button. Shocks him. He's like, what the fuck? And then you hear, most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you. Not anymore. And our boy goes to the door and he's about to shut it off. And our boy Adam's like, no. Game over. No! Saw the credits roll. You just hear, don't! Please don't leave me in here! Please don't leave me in here! Please! No! As the credits just roll.
Oh my God.
That's Saw, bro. And that's Saw, bro.
So, wait, this John guy, what was his motive for all of this?
Bruh.
Was it just because he called him a patient and not John?
I guess so.
Crazy.
I guess this was all just about that. No, the whole thing is about like...
Is it the same guy in the other movies?
Huh?
Is it the same guy in the other movies?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't remember which one Saw 2 is. They all kind of jumble together. Or should I say jigsaw together. But I don't know. I don't know which one goes in which order.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that shit is crazy, dog. I thought this movie was pretty good. Homeboy's great. Princess Bride.
Oh, he's great.
He's phenomenal in it, man. He's so serious. But everyone dies. I also thought it was just a cool ending. We don't know because you always wonder, like, man, how far did he crawl away?
This whole movie. It's just like, who wants all that? Like, who was like, yeah, this is me?
What do you mean? Like the director or like the writer or the producer or everyone involved?
Literally everyone involved. Like, this makes me happy.
Yeah.
My life's work. Who are these people? That's your life's
work. It made
work.
them $1 billion.
Yeah, but still, it's just like, you just brought sadness and anger into the world. They don't understand that.
Damn, bro.
Don't we have enough of that?
Yeah.
It's essentially like just glorifying all the bad things that happen.
Yeah.
For money.
Golly, what an episode, huh? Today?
Crazy episode.
Craziest episode we've ever had.
Oh my God. It was a literal jigsaw puzzle.
Dealing with college kids, man. It is weird because it's like, oh man, it's like all those things that you said that we do, it's like what we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to cough. we're allowed to podcast at 4 o'clock.
It would make more sense if it was like 2 in the morning. It would make more sense if it was 2 in the morning.
Yeah, if we were doing this at 2 in the morning, it'd be like, yo, guys.
I'd be like, I get why you're upset because you're trying to sleep. But
you can't be like you're loud at 2 p.m.
It's like,
Like, what do you mean loud? Like, we're not loud enough that like all the neighbors are like, oh man, you guys, you know, we can't study. It's like, no, it's just we're next door to each other, and that's life.
I guess we could put up some sort of egg crate to make a difference.
We could put up something.
The problem is the whole room is filled with tiles, so all the sound gets amplified.
Sound just travels in this fucking place.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
But
also, we're loud.
And we're loud. We're filming a podcast.
We get excited.
I don't know how else to do it. But that was a crazy episode you guys saw today, and I hope you enjoyed every last fucking second of it. Sam, did you have fun? Because I had fun.
I had fun.
A little bit of a mood shift there, huh?
A little bit of a mood shift, yes. That's one way to put it. But yes, it was a delight.
Sorry you had to watch me argue.
I hate that.
I know. She started it.
Yeah, but...
What, I kept going?
You were kind of amped up already.
Don't bang on that. Tell me you don't like that.
I don't like confrontation. That's not my jam.
Hey, if she came over cool about it, I'd have been cool.
Yeah.
She wasn't cool.
But you were already mad because of the banging
Don't bang
on the wall.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's funny. She said you're coughing all the time.
I know. Like, hey, nigga, I smoke weed. You gonna get the cough. Is what it is, dog. I don't know what to tell you. We'll see how long we live here, Bean Mafia.
Before we get evicted.
Luckily, the landlord's a fan. We're out.